Hey Claiborne, it's Friday, and I'm going to talk about LEGO Ideas again. LEGO Ideas had a release announcement that lots of the internet feel was pretty lackluster. And while I'll admit that getting one set out of 26 is a pretty aggressive amount of pruning, I feel like the selection makes sense this time. First, the LEGO Globe was selected for production, and that makes a lot of sense. It's an interesting build with interesting geometry and literal global appeal. LEGO is still considering the Sonic set, and this makes some sense too. LEGO just released those Mario sets, and Sonic is just as much a part of our childhood as Mario. That's the magic formula for LEGO Ideas, I think, 80s kids. The blend of nostalgia, novelty, and being classic but also evergreen. If they don't get this made, it'll probably come down to IP rights, I bet. So what didn't get selected? A lot. So many that I'm not even going to talk about them all. But let's start with Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game was really fun when it came out forever ago, and LEGO is certainly not one to shy away from releasing sets nearly a year after the hype train has passed, but that's not usually what comes out of ideas. Seinfeld, Winnie the Pooh, and Sesame Street aren't just pop culture, they're icons. Untitled Goose Game doesn't have that status yet. And even though the Indiana Jones trilogy is an icon, LEGO has already done Indiana Jones. I don't know that there's a precedent for moving an IP line into ideas. Those sorts of things seem to always flow the other way. And the same is true of Krusty Krab, and even more specifically, LEGO has already made a Krusty Krab. LEGO could make a UCS Krusty Krab and make Steph really happy, but they don't need ideas for that. Bricks and Blooms, like the bowling alley, both are LEGO modulars. These don't get approved for LEGO Ideas, probably because LEGO wants to keep a clear distinction between ideas lines and their personal IP. Among the rest of the unapproved sets, there's a group of them that are predictable for a different reason. They've all had different versions of the set unapproved in the past. The Futurama set in this round is a bigger version of the spaceship that didn't get approved during its selection a little while back. And Hyrule Castle is a much larger work in the same vein as the stable that I mentioned forever ago. Queen's Miracle Express is an extension of the Break Free set that didn't get approved earlier this year. There are a lot of others that were either too pop culture, too niche, or not interesting enough builds. Ultimately, LEGO doesn't want the Ideas brand diluted by the wave of fan sets made for whatever new video game was popular this month. And that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, we can still hold out hope for an eventual Iron Giant or Gemini pod, though. Claiborne, I'll see you on Tuesday.